How's it going, everyone? My name's the King Coda and welcome to another video. In today's video I'm going to be telling you all about the Spiral Abyss, how to get through those first few floors, how to progress further even beyond, and really how to unlock it in general, as well as the rewards you can receive from it. So if you enjoy this video, please be sure to leave a like and let's get right on into it. So the first thing you want to do to unlock the Spiral Abyss is to come over to here on your map at Cape Oath. I will say if you are under AR 20, I would not really recommend going into the Spiral Abyss to begin with. But you might be able to progress through the first few floors, which if you're free to play, there's a nice reward for you for doing so. When you come to here, you will encounter a puzzle over here in the center, where you will have to help 3 Seelie into their homes. Seelie are the little ghost spirits that you find lying around, and you want to guide each one into their 3 homes there, and that will cause a wind current here. This wind current will allow you to fly straight up and into this portal. This portal will teleport you directly over to Musk Reef, the place of the Spiral Abyss. I will say you can also get here, I believe, by going across the ocean with Kaya, constantly using your elemental skill to freeze the water. But that is a very long distance to have to do that. Take the portal. Once you are here, there are some goodies you can get around the island, as well as some stones that you can come and mine often. But the main attraction is the Spiral Abyss. You remember how I said I recommend you be around AR 20 to go into the Spiral Abyss? Well, after a quick little research, you have to be level 20 in order to enter the Spiral Abyss. So if you're thinking about going in here, good job, you can. As long as you're AR 20. Interacting with the Abyss will open up your Spiral Abyss, and you will have floor 1 available for you. Everything else will be locked off. When you go to floor 1, you can actually view who you're going to be fighting against by going over to the chamber and hitting to check it. This will tell you the enemies you will be facing. You can see you'll be facing some Electro Slimes, as well as the Mutant Electro Slimes, the yellow ones. For Chamber 2, you'll be fighting a bunch of Hilichurls, as well as some Mitaturls. And then for Chamber 3s, you'll have a combination of the Hilichurl, Mitaturl, Electro Slimes, and a Fatui Electro Cincian Mage. I will go in here and kind of show you the fight, but I'm going to kill them in seconds because I'm level 90. This is meant for much earlier game, these first few levels. And the rewards you get are pretty nice. You get 300 Primo Gems for 9-starring each one. Now, you might be wondering, well, how do I 9-star it? It comes down to time and fulfilling the objectives within the time limit allotted. You have to kill everything before at least 5 minutes left on the room. There will be some rooms where you'll have to defend a little thing in the center. These are similar to some of the daily events where waves of enemies will come and you have to defend a little monolith. The monolith cannot fall below the first health threshold if you want to 3-star it. And those tend to be the hardest ones to 3-star, so don't feel bad if you're not able to 3-star them on your first run through. Now, each one will also have a Ley Line Disorder. These Ley Line Disorders are kind of buffs to you, but sometimes they're also debuffs. You can see here the Ley Line Disorder for floor 1 is pyro damage dealt by all party members is increased by 75%, and your overload damage is increased by 200%. So if you go in there with a pyro character, like, say, Amber from the beginning of the game, or maybe you got somebody like Bennett, you will tear through the Electro Slimes in the Cincian Mage like they're butter. Now, upon completing that floor, you'll access the next floor, which will have a new Ley Line Disorder, new enemies for you to have, well, that's similar, new enemies for you to have to face, Uh, and so on and so forth until you get to floor 5. Now, at floor 5, you need to have 2 teams that you can take in. You will have a first wave and a second wave. You can see here it says first half, second half. This really comes down to the characters that you have available on your account at the time that you are going in. You can see here you will have to fight a bunch of cryo enemies on the top half, as well as a Pyro Abyss Mage on the bottom half. So looking at this, I'm going to put somebody like Amber or Bennett as my first half DPS. And then for my second half, I'm going to bring somebody like Barbara or Xingqiu who can break the Pyro Shield. Because the important thing is to defeat them fast. So you need to know what enemy types are weak to what. Which is why it's very convenient that they show you exactly what you're going to be queuing into, so you know who you're going to be, like, what to bring into your party. This is kind of the point where you will be punished if you level up too many characters and don't focus leveling. For your teams, for Spiral Abyss, while you're leveling, the important thing is to have a DPS for both teams. For instance, say I had Team 1 and I put the Traveler as my main DPS for Team 1. Then for Team 2, I might put somebody like Beto as my main DPS for Team 2. And both those characters I would have at the highest level I can currently have them at. I'd have good weapons and good artifacts on them. Then I would have a supporting character for both of those. They wouldn't be as highly leveled, but they would be the characters that best mesh with fighting the room. For instance, a Bennett and a Xingqiu. So I would have Traveler plus Bennett on the top group, and I would have Beto plus Xingqiu as the bottom group. Then I would have a healer / a supporting role. So say the top team, I have Bennett already there as my healer, so I could put somebody as a support like Fischl. And for the second team, I need a healer, and I could use a little bit more protection, so maybe I put Noelle to give me a shield. Then for the fourth one, I put somebody that synergizes with that team. Somebody that can help me either get more of an elemental reaction I'm looking for, or somebody that'll help me get a like team synergy by being the same element as somebody else. So for the top team, let's say I put Zhang Ling, so I get 2 pyro, which will increase my overall damage by 15%. And then for the bottom team, I put Lisa, so that way I can get increased elemental recharge rate. So my Beto can spam her ultimate or efficiently. You know, you kind of want to divvy out your team with the main DPS being the focus, and then you fill out the other team based on the encounter that you're in. That's the best advice I can give for floors 5 through 8. It will get progressively harder here. 1 through 4, that's the easy stuff. 5 through 8, that's where it gets a little bit difficult. However, if you complete floor 3, your rewards are not only the Primo Gems, but you get access to the free-to-play character of Zhang Ling. I believe she's still available as a free-to-play character. I could be mistaken. If I am, let me know in the comments section down below. I'm really sorry if she's not. But you should be getting her at that level, and you should also have a Barbara at this point, which will really help you be able to have enough characters to go forward. And you might not be able to get 4 and 4. You might have to do 4 and 3. You might have to really think about how you're synergizing your team and really take the floors one chamber at a time. That's just something that you'll have to think about. Now, once you complete floor 8, you don't have to 3-star all 8 floors. But once you complete floor 8 with at least 6 stars, you get to go into the Abyssal Moon Spire. This is the big boy Spiral Abyss. And you can see I have 3 days left and I haven't done it yet. I'm extremely lazy. We won't talk about that. This is also the part of the Spiral Abyss that changes from patch cycle to patch cycle. They add in new enemies, they change up the challenges, the Ley Line Disorders change. So for this week, for instance, we have the Cryo Whopper Flower up top. We have a lot of Cryo on the first floor, so I'm going to need 2 teams with Pyro characters pretty much throughout this. It also looks like I should bring a Cryo character for the bottom team to help deal with the Hydros more efficiently. But yeah, so this changes, and the rewards from this tier up are actually half of what they were before, but they do reset every 24 days. So I'm going to gather these soon, so that way I can get the 150, 300, 450, 600 primos that are offered here. Definitely need to do that. And then I'll be able to get them again and again as long as I keep completing the Spiral Abyss and 3-starring it. But this is the difficult stuff. This is where they put in the tough bosses. By the time you reach floor 12, they over level you, even if you have level 90 characters. They are level 102, I believe, at floor 12. The rewards here are definitely worth it. Like, you can see you get these artifact boxes, you get a bunch of Mora, you get a bunch of the, like, leveling crystals and stuff like that. So it's definitely worth it to do. But don't think that you have to be able to do that day one. That is something that you aspire to do with your account after you get some good 5-star artifacts or some really good 4-star artifacts. You know, you get some good weapons on your characters. You get a lot of characters so you can mix up your teams better. That's something for, like, end game on your account. So don't worry about going too far in right now. I would say if you are level 20 and you're watching this, AR 20 and you're watching this, and you're able to complete chambers or floor 6, feel pretty accomplished with your account for right now. If you're a little bit higher, you know, and you're able to go into here, I would say by AR 35 you should be at least able to clear floor 10 to floor 11. I won't go in depth on how you clear these floors, because the first ones are really just a leveling game. If you're having trouble, it's because you haven't leveled enough yet. And from 9 to 12 change, like I said, every 24 days. So a guide here doesn't really help out. A general idea is to look at what the enemies are bringing you, look at what team comps you can make, and best suit your team comp to the enemies that you're fighting. So that's my little guide here for Spiral Abyss. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments section down below, and I'll be sure to help you out. I'll see you guys in a future video. Peace.